Much like its predecessor Drive, I feel that Nightcrawler is one of the biggest pre-release lies of the last century. I was so disappointed when, around the 45-minute mark, I quickly discovered that I don't think that this will actually have much relevance to its source material, the Marvel anti-hero Nightcrawler, who shares the same name with the antagonist of this movie, Nightcrawler, which I thought was a very bold decision on the filmmaker's part to make him a villain. And honestly, as a big part of the comic book community and comic book analysis community, I'm not taking it. It's been forced down our throats again and again. I mean, does anybody remember the Orange in Iron Man 3? Yeah, that's what I thought, because he wasn't in it. Much like this guy, we actually have Jake Gyllenhaal giving quite the performance here, but is it the performance we wanted? Not really. See, he doesn't really embody Nightcrawler the way that I had imagined before going in, and I felt disappointment in the theater along with everybody else. I think that when everybody realized that this wasn't going to be the Marvel movie we all wanted, everybody kind of collectively zoned out before finishing the movie, so that by the end we were completely taken out of it, and I think everybody abandoned all hope that we would get the superhero X-Men prequel lead up that we all deserved and all wanted. In similar territory, not having him have an AI wired into his car, but have it also named Nightcrawler, very clearly implying that this would be a mashup of Nightcrawler of DC fame and also the CNBC classic, Knight Rider. And don't get me wrong, the movie does have things going for it, but living up to its source material that it clearly has auctioned out is rather disappointing. I don't know how they were managing to get these licenses from both Image Comics and NBC at the same time. I think what was going on was the director, Alfonso Cuarón, was trying to go for 2 years in a row with outstanding cinematography and a rather bare script, much like Drive, who was also directed by the scenes in this movie regarding cars actually did have a very big Fast and the Furious influence. There were only a couple scenes, but he did actually drive a car which was very similar to the one that Ryan Reynolds drove around Los Angeles in Drive, and I think having both the same car and the same city in one movie was a little bit overpowering, and I don't know what to think, really. I came out of the movie a little bit jarred. Very dark, definitely going for Oscar Gold. Again, with this year, Jake Gyllenhaal had a very edgy performance, which I think really kind of got the other Gyllenhaal brothers vibe of the Joker in The Batman Returns. Bottom line, I came out of this movie, again, I was very jarred. I didn't really know what to think, and there were people saying, that wasn't really what I was expecting. Maybe, if they gave him some powers, like invisibility cloak and teleportation and X-ray vision, X-ray gun. I think he would have had a better case for what he was going for, but again, it was a contradiction in motion, I believe is what I would consider this motion picture as, a contradiction in motion. On the side of the cast, you have Hudson from Aliens. You have Melissa Leo. You have Shia LaBeouf, who has admittedly looked better than he has previously now with his tan. And that wasn't the movie I was wanting it to be. I think they could have done so much better with the talent involved. And you know what? I'm gonna have to give it a verdict of would have chosen something else. Alcohol required, tacular. I should have just saw the Hawkeye standalone film instead.